Okay, so we're going to start a group of videos that are basically tips for the debate contest or for any debate. And today we're going to start with tip number one, which is posture. So posture, also gesturing, we'll talk about it a bit as well. Now, posture is very important. You don't want to do some things. There are some things you might want to do, and then there are also things that you might do differently from other people. So we're going to talk about those for a few minutes, and then you can develop your own sense. So, number one, no flailing, no bobbing, no shaking. So, shaking, I don't know. I get some people do shake, it's very strange. Anyway, flailing, you don't want to be like, that blow up balloon man that you see outside of the news store. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be flailing all around because it takes away from what you are saying. There's a good way to gesture and a bad way to gesture, and flailing is definitely a bad way. Bobbing, if you are doing this, don't, because again, it takes away from what you are saying, and it can actually make your voice disconnected, like back and forth. It's almost like, if you're moving a speaker from side to side and up and down, and it's really hard to keep that, to be able to listen to that. And shaking, of course, you don't want to be shaking. I guess that means shaking anything. A lot of people, because they're nervous, they tend to shake their leg. Now, you might think that you're only shaking your leg and it's hidden behind the lectern, but you can see it. Everyone knows you're shaking your leg. So try to be conscious of not shaking your leg. Try to keep your body nice and calm, and you want to be generally not moving too much. Okay, number two is eyes. So, there's a general rule. A lot of people do not like to make eye contact with other people, and this is okay. This is natural. Some people do. Some people find it to be very sort of conducive to their argument style, which is great. If you can do it, do it. If not, there's a trick you can do. You can look at people right here on their foreheads. If you look at someone that's far enough away, even a few chairs away, and you look at them right here on their forehead, they think that you're looking at them in the eyes. So it's the same thing, has the same effect. So you can use that trick if you don't like eye-to-eye contact with people. If it makes you nervous, then you can do that. Gesturing. So gesturing is very important in debate. Yes? So when you gesture, you need to use it effectively, but don't use it too much. You don't want to just sit there and be a robot gesturing for the sake of gesturing. You want to use it to accentuate and really strengthen certain words, right, that you want to focus on. And everyone knows, if you're speaking in your first language, you know how to do this already, because you want to stress certain things. You want to say certain things really, really well, and you want to do that and make sure that people hear you. You can use gestures very well. If not, if you're not a big gesture person, this is not a big deal. You don't have to use gesturing all the time. You should use it a little bit anyway. But if not, you can make your argument stronger with your eyes and your voice. So you can use your voice, you can elevate, you can bring it down a bit, you can push it out, you can kind of keep it in a little bit. You can do that to make your point stronger. So your intonation can have a big effect on your argument, and that's okay. You can use your voice if you're one of those people. And your eyes. Using your eyes to make your argument is very important, because you can show people that you are engaged with them. Now, you can use this with the forehead rule. You can pretend to look at someone in the eyes and really, give them a look to say that you're serious, or to give maybe a side glance to say that maybe this is not a very good point. So you can use your eyes also very well. You don't want to just sort of look down and just sort of stare at the paper and speak. You want to use your eyes effectively. Now, of course, the best thing is to use all three of these. Use gesturing, use your eyes, and use your voice effectively to win the argument. But if you have to use, if you want to use less of one, then you should sort of make up for that by using other things. So you can use a stronger voice, or you can use better eye contact and stronger eyes. And I'm going to go back to number one quickly. Number one, you should also be relatively straight. You don't want to slouch, okay? You don't want to be bent to the side, okay? You don't want to be leaning on your elbows. Okay, you don't want to be doing that. You want to be relatively straight up and down. You don't have to be like a board, but you want to be relatively straight. Some people like to have one arm and then one arm free and like this. Some people like to have both arms free like this. Some people like to keep their arms like this. And this is all okay as long as you find your style. So from using all of these different things, you can develop your own style. You can say, what do I feel comfortable doing? What works for me? What is my strong point? And we can see this if you watch other people in your debate class. You can see some people use these very effectively, and they have developed their own style. They don't look quite like anyone else that you will see because they've worked on it. And it does take work. Develop your own style. If you want to be good at debate, people should look at you and know you just from the way you speak. And if you can think about it that way, you'll be a better debater, and you'll be a stronger debater, and you'll win more. So tip number 1 today is posture, and that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to see me.